Welcome, everyone. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are. Welcome to day 96 of the tip of the day. Today, I actually wanted to talk about this concept that Dr. Joe Dispenza has on mental rehearsal. And when talking about this tip, so whenever he actually brought up this whenever I listen to it, right, like whether he's talking about mental rehearsal to Louise House on one of the podcasts or any other interviews that he's doing or conversations or podcasts he's having. And actually, it reminded me, like even on Wednesday, like today's Saturday, like 2 days back, on Wednesday, when we were talking about the Facebook Live, which was on the let me see, on the 21st of February, year 2024. You can always go to the recording on the YouTube channel and look for that. I was talking about how much I have changed from when I was a kid to what I am right now. And some of it I feel is the mental rehearsal. So the example that so I wanted to find out from all of you, now that y'all have heard of mental rehearsal or doing vision boards, visualizations of changing into something else. Like if you have too much weight, you want to lose weight, or if you have a certain kind of health problem, you want to change it to bringing healing into your body. You have an emotional issue, then you want to change that state. So how do you use this concept of mental rehearsal? So to give you an example, and this is what I was remembering when we were doing Facebook Live on Wednesday, was when I was 12, 13, 14 years old, I was a painfully shy kid. I don't even know, I'm sure a lot of you may have come across kids that are this way, that if somebody were to come into, like a guest would arrive at my house, I would hide behind, like we had drapes between like the living room and the next room. I would hide behind the drapes. First, I would run and like the moment the person came, I would run into the bedroom, right? I would not stay in the living room. And then I would like hide behind, if my mom said, come say hi, that's what parents do. They say, come say hi. Or she would make me, like in India, we have this custom of making tea whenever anybody comes. You offer them water, you offer them tea. So making tea. And she would say, go make some tea and bring some snacks with it. And so I would make the tea, I would like bring it, like drop it, and then go hide behind the drapes, right? So, and then I look at myself right now, what a change that is, right? Like I've worked in corporate America since 1990. So what is it, like 30, 33, 34 years. And like, so a lot of change, I feel, was this practice of mental rehearsal. So the example I think I was giving during Facebook Live was like somebody at my workplace in 1990, when I had just arrived to the US, like I used to have a very British accent. So we said vehicle, no vehicle, and then we said garage instead of garage. We would say garage. So this person would laugh at me at every word that any sentence that I spoke. They would like hilariously laugh, and it was like at that time my ego, right? I would really get embarrassed. But then I started practicing the American way of speaking. The same way I feel, what I overheard somebody say is that people from India give a very limp hand when they do a handshake. Um, so then I started like holding my hand, like when I would shake my hand with somebody, I would like, I don't want to be the person that just like offers the hand very this thing limp in a limp manner, and it's like a limp. I really like no matter if it was a guy or a female or a male, they give my hand with firmness, and do the handshake with firmness, right? I was a huge hugger anyway, so back home as well, so that was not a problem. But I do see people from India, like they're very uncomfortable because in the US, like people hug a lot, right? Like when you meet coworkers for happy hour or off work, like when they're leaving, they're going to hug you, or they could potentially hug you, right? So this is my question to all of you is, how do you apply mental rehearsal? Like our job on earth is to allow consciousness in us to expand, right? If you don't expand, then if you start to keep repeating the old patterns of yesterday over and over and over again, or 10 years from now or 20 years from now, then we are just going to continue to, like Dr. Joe says, right, take the past, put it on your present, and that will become your future, and we are creating the same cycles of behavior over and over again. So how do you do this mental rehearsal? And what I would say is the part that people misunderstand is when Dr. Joe says, be in love with the vision of the future. A lot of times he says, don't, he has no, I'm forgetting the exact words. He says, I have no time for people who talk about the past, about the hospital stay that they had to stay, or the accidents that they went through. I have no time for people who live in the past. I want people to be in love with their future and the vision of the future, and to like work towards this new self. So our practice, applying Dr. Joe's work, is to over and over and over again be this new self. So I would love to know, what are your challenges in being this new self? If y'all want to comment, and then I can do another live to provide some solutions. Commonly, what I would say, so I can see, right, like this painfully shy kid had to overcome over and over practice how to speak the American English, right? Then the same thing with the handshake, right? I had to envision in my mind, how would I like hold my arm firmly and be able to shake my hand over and over and over again. Dr. Joe talks about it during his morning meditations as well. What thoughts are you going to fire and wire? What emotions are you going to feel? Practice it, rehearse it over and over and over again. So what I would say is, let's say you're trying to overcome an emotion like anger, right? You went to you dropped off your car at the service center, or you were waiting at the service center, they're taking too long, and now the anger, you explode in anger, or anger is something that you are working on, and you get angry at several things throughout the day. Now, one of the things that I would say is, if the emotion comes up, don't crucify yourself and say, oh my God, look at me, I can't even overcome this one single emotion, right? Because if for 10, 20, 30 years we've been angry, it's not going to go away in 5 seconds of practicing, oh, I'm not going to get angry anymore, right? So give yourself time and give yourself the grace that it will take me time to overcome this emotion of anger. That's one thing I would say. Then he has a lot of meditations. Most of his meditations are the blessings of the energy centers, like to raise our vibrational frequency. Because these emotions are stuck in energy center 1, 2, and 3. So the more attention we give to those energy centers and really bless them for greatness, right? We are going to raise our vibrational frequency. Now you did blessings of the energy center for 5 days or 6 days, and on the 7th day you go, I'm still angry, right? No, that's not the way it works. There is a lot of letting go. Like you don't do the meditations with an expectation, right? That I did this meditation and now tomorrow I should immediately turn a new leaf and I'm no longer experiencing this anger. That's not how it works. There's a lot of letting go. Like Eckhart says, right? Like letting go is a far greater power than hanging on or holding on. So there's a lot of everything that we do it and then let go. I'm not going to really focus on what the because the moment we say I did my meditation for 5 days and I still have not let go of the anger, then we are going back to the programming. We are programming that thought itself that this meditation is not working for me, or I'm not changing, even though I've tried. I'm not changing in any way. So those types of thought processes, that saboteur type of thought processes, are again thought processes from energy center 1, 2, and 3. What we have to experience is, how am I going to have all these elevated emotions? Every day, work towards having elevated. Yes, I got angry. That's okay. But I'm going to work towards, Bashar says, work towards what gives you the most excitement. So I'm going to wake up today and do something that gives me the most excitement. So the mental rehearsal is more about when we do the meditation, and that's why Dr. Joe ends every meditation with, you're in a whole new body, in a whole new environment, in a whole new time. Actually, Nadal was the one that kind of articulated this so well that it stuck in my mind that, when you're doing the walking meditation, walk, like step into the new, like walk as the next step is the new you. The same thing with when you get up from your meditation, when he says you're in a whole new body, in a whole new time, in a whole new environment, in a whole new time, the big 3, overcoming those 3. So you actually experience that I am a new me. The moment you say, oh, this is not working for me, I'm not changing, nothing is happening for me, we have gone back to this survival emotions and thought processes that are those survival victim identity kind of thought processes. And the moment Dr. Joe Dispenza says, the moment you go back to being a victim, you cannot overcome. The overcoming is to get over your victim identity. So, and this is like Carolyn May says, right? Victim archetype. This is overcoming. This is all about overcoming your victim and saboteur archetypes. So what I would say is practice, let go. There has to be a lot of letting go, because I'll give you an example of things that happened to me because of Dr. Joe's meditations. I mean, I'll give you one example. So one example is in 2021, I think maybe October, November timeframe is when I actually got into starting with tuning into new potentials, meditation, and a few meditations with by Dr. maybe some other blessings of the Energy Center or so. And I never did an expectation that, oh, just because I'm doing tuning into new potentials, this thing should happen to me. There is no, it was a very, I just did the meditation for the sake of doing the meditation and feeling good. That's it. That's why you're doing the meditation, is just to feel good, because those feel good emotions, those elevated emotions is what is going to get you to the next point. The moment you go back into survival emotions of, oh, this is not working, oh, I put in so much effort, it's not working at all, we are back into the Energy Center 1, 2, and 3 emotions. So our goal is never to be in the Energy Center 1, 2, and 3. And so the letting go, right? Like, so 2021, I did these meditations, and I used to do a mind movie of hosting workshops, like finding a home. I was paying like $2,600 for rent in an apartment. So I would just do a mind movie and I would play it. And so I found a job in year 2022, just like that. Like I did not think that, oh, I need a job so that I can save for a down payment and then buy a house, right? It just happened. So there is a lot of letting go. You are not doing the meditation, going this manipulation, this calculation that anybody is trying to do. Oh, I did 5 meditations. Now I need to get 5 meditations worth of that. It doesn't work that way. You just do the meditation for the sake of doing the meditation and do your mental rehearsal. So that's my tip for today, that if you look into your past, one way of celebrating your past, this is what I celebrated, is I'm no longer the painfully shy kid. I am positive. If you look in your past, you will see the same thing, that you no longer are the person that was 12, 13, 14, 15 years old, that you've made shifts in your consciousness all throughout those years. So you've been doing some type of mental rehearsal to move towards, so celebrate that, right? That will kind of reaffirm, give you that recognition, that acknowledgement that I know how to change, because I have changed. I'm no longer that painfully shy kid of 12 years of age. I'm no longer that painfully shy East Indian kid that didn't know how to speak American English. I'm no longer the painfully shy kid that would not be able to shake hands and like live, change as per what is the American society, right? So when you start to acknowledge the changes, that's when the universe goes, oh, this person is actually knows how to change, and let me give them more and more opportunities to change, right? The more you acknowledge it, the moment you say, oh, I don't know how to change, I never change, or I cannot change, we are going back into the survival emotions of what is it called, fight, flight, and freeze mode, right? The moment you talk about that flight, fright, freeze mode, you are going to reinforce, you're back into the programming, you're back into your default programming. So my tip for today is, don't go back into your default programming. Go back in your past and see all the times that you have changed and unknowingly performed this mental rehearsal and changed yourself. And if you change then, you have the ability to change now, and don't have this calculation that, oh, I did this, so now I need to change immediately. No, just let go. Letting go is a far greater power than holding on. So those are the 3 tips. 1, go back in your past and see how much you've changed from who you were when you were 12, 13 years old. 2, recognize all the points that you have changed. 3, do not engage in any thought process that says, oh, this is not working for me. The moment you say this is not working for me, of course, it's a manifestation. Work towards what excites you. Every day there's something, I mean, every day is a divine opportunity. There's something that the divine is providing to us. Soak in the divinity of the day, no matter how your day is, right? As Eckhart says, focus on the now. What problem do you have in this moment? Nothing. And go from that, no problem, no problem, no problem. And soon enough, you will create no problems. So with that, have a fantastic weekend. Many blessings. Maybe I'll pop in tomorrow too. Let's see how it goes. Many blessings. Thank you so much. Eternally grateful for all the love and support. Bye. Many blessings.